Howdy everybody, Zack Attack back to discuss a new film titled Escape Room. Escape Room is a horror thriller film that follows 6 strangers that are invited to a mysterious building to experience the escape room, a place where players solve puzzles and escape a set of rooms in order to win a cash prize of $10,000. But as they go on, they find that it's actually a sadistic trap, and they have to get out quick, or they might not just lose the game, but their lives with it. Now, I'm not a big horror fan. I like my thrillers more so than I do my horror films. I've just kind of steered away from them ever since I was a little kid because just seeing them just scared me, and so I just didn't fuck with them ever since then up till now. Until very recently, actually, like last October, whenever that new Halloween movie starring Jamie Lee Curtis came out, I went and got all of the Halloween movies and marathoned them with a buddy of mine because that movie looked really dope, and now I love the Halloween franchise, so now I'm going to plan to rectify that problem and get into the horror genre a little bit more. Now, I don't know if you would count this necessarily as a horror film, but there are lives on the line and people do end up dying in terrible ways due to the surroundings and the sadistic way the game is forced to be played, so I'm going to go ahead and count this as a horror film. And as I said, I'm not a big horror guy, so I haven't completely seen the Saw movies. I've seen bits and pieces, enough to know what that shit's about. Fucked up shit, by the way, in case you were wondering. So I would say, from what I've seen, that Escape Room is essentially another Saw film, just not as sadistic, gruesome, and bloody. I thought the film was good, but whenever it came to the characters, I only kinda cared about a couple of them, so the suspense wasn't really there for me. I wasn't really on the edge of my seat for these characters' safety, which is not what you want. The main character is this girl, and she seemed just kind of there a lot to me. I mean, she was useful and helpful to escape the rooms and such, but she just didn't stand out as a character to follow for the story, just like a hero of the story character. She just didn't seem like that to me. The character that I did think was more like that would be Logan Miller's character. And I really honestly thought that's the route they were going with this film, but they ended up not doing that. So it's a bummer. I really enjoyed him in this film, as well as Tyler Labine. I saw him and I saw Tyler Labine, and I just instantly thought of Dale from Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. And if you haven't seen that movie, do yourself a favor and go watch it right now. It's probably on Netflix. Go watch it if you haven't seen it already. Go. But yeah, Logan and Tyler, great actors. Really hope for something big out of both of them sometime soon. That would be really great, and hopefully maybe someone will see this and then they'll be like, "Hey, good actor right there. Let's use them for something better than this film." Because I really enjoy them in everything that I've seen them in, and just want them to be better known and better recognized, honestly. As for the other actors, there really wasn't anybody that stood out. Everybody's characters were just boring. Even Daredevil's Deborah Ann Wool's character, her character was just boring, and it's not her fault. She's a good actress in Daredevil, but like, her character in this was just dull. Deborah Ann Wool, more like Deborah Ann Dull, am I right? Bad joke, sorry, whatever. Back to the review. This film also does that thing that I think suspense films should steer away from, or just not do at all, where they show a scene that happens later on in the film, at the beginning of the film, and then they backtrack like a few days earlier, and then they just carry out the film. And I understand why films do it. They try to grab you right at the beginning of the film, but I just don't think for a suspense film you want to do that, because it takes the suspense out of the suspense film. I think what they should do is you should just start the film and let it go. We came to see this film, so you don't need to grab us at the beginning. Just give us our characters, put them in a room, have them escape it. You don't need to put a precursor to the premise. Just give us the movie. It's because of the scene I knew that at least one of the main characters were going to make it until that scene showed up again. Even though it did seem obvious who was going to live and who was going to kick it most likely, still. Speaking of obvious, for a puzzle film, it doesn't really give you that many tough puzzles to think out during the film. They're actually fairly simple, and honestly it's surprising that the characters were so stupid that they couldn't get it. I mean, I got it in theaters as well as the people that were with me, and I could tell other people in the audience also understood what the answer to the freaking riddles were. But yet, we, the audience, were waiting for the characters in the film to get the damn clue, which is not what you want. I mean, yeah, it makes me feel good to know that I could easily get out of this sadistic trap, but as for a film standpoint, I think the puzzles could have been structured a lot better. As for the escape rooms themselves, it seems that each one of the characters had a room themed around them. The people that invited these strangers here knew them very well, like very, very well. Like they knew all sorts of stuff they really shouldn't have known, and really doesn't make sense how they knew what they knew, but they did somehow because they're sadistic. And that part was kind of cool because it delved into the characters' backstories as we went into each room. It was kind of cool, but at the same time, I really didn't care about the characters all that much, so it was kind of neat, kind of not type of thing. There's a heated room that eventually gets so hot that the characters have to escape flames. Then there's another iced outdoor room that is based like by a lake, an iced lake, and you just have to suspend your disbelief because somehow they got like an outdoorsy iced lake looking room inside this building. You just go with it. And then there's probably the most unique and probably the best scene in this film was the upside down bar room. If the movie had been more like the upside down bar room scene, then I think this movie would have been a lot better. The puzzle solving was enjoyable there, and the cinematography in that scene was just great. I just love the way they did certain shots in that scene, and especially like whenever the girl was trying to get the code unlocked and stuff, just the way they did things and just watching these characters try to escape this room is just very enjoyable. Then it eventually came to the ending of the film, and it's reminded me of another Saw-esque film that I've seen called The Belko Experiment, where it was just trying to set up the sequel, and it's just, I wasn't all that enthusiastic about it, quite honestly. I don't think they need to make another one of these unless they up their game whenever it comes to the escape rooms, the puzzle solving, and the character development. They get those things right, craft better escape rooms, puzzles, and characters, Escape Room 2 could definitely be worth a watch. If you like the Saw franchise, or if you like puzzle-solving films, I'd say go see it. And yeah, it might seem like I'm bagging on this film a little bit, or that I hate this film, but I actually did enjoy myself in theater. I had a good time. I just could have had a more enjoyable viewing experience had they handled things better. Overall, I give Escape Room a 6 out of 10. So have you guys seen Escape Room? Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I just want to know. And without further ado, fellow Zacholytes, why don't you go ahead and leave your boy Zach a like and hit the subscribe button on your way out. I would very much appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. I've been Zach Attack. Peace!